Hi, and welcome to Homo Ludens, the channel history and board games. And I'm excited to be here tonight because we're playing a game called Habemus Papam, a game by Pako Gradaille. Some of you might know who Pako is, but I will leave him the opportunity to introduce himself. And we thought it was going to be a very timely game to actually feature with Pope Francis dying last week and the conclave about to begin. We're going to dive into a bit of the politics and how games can represent it of the Holy See and how popes are being elected. So thanks for us if you are joining us tonight. If you have any question, please feel free to ask it in the chat. I'll bring the comment on the stream, and you'll have the designer or any of us answering any question depending on the type of question. And yeah, I think that's it. So as I said, this game was sent to me by Salt and Pepper. I got a production copy, so I would like to thank them for sending me this, because the game is not out yet, but it had a very successful Kickstarter campaign. And the designer is Pako. Pako, thanks for being here. It's your second time on the show. The first time was to talk about the update of the Livian campaign system that was, I think, a couple of years ago, or maybe something like this. And at the time, your first game was about to be released, Plantagenet from GMT. Actually, a couple of games came out since. But can you briefly introduce yourselves for people watching us that might not know you?
Hi, everybody. Thanks, Fred. I'm Pako Gradaille. I'm from Barcelona in Spain. I'm a mathematician. Now I'm working as teacher, maths teacher. And this is my third game. Well, my fourth game, the fourth game that I have designed. But the third game that's going to be out, Cuyus Regio is still on P500 in GMT. The first one was Plantagenet, about the War of the Roses. The second one has been Onoda, about Hiro Onoda, the Japanese guy that spent 50 years in Pacific Island, thinking that the war was not over. And this is the third game, Habemus Papam, which is very timely. I mean, it's a sad coincidence that it is so relevant now. We started with the design around a year ago, so we weren't thinking that this was going to happen at the same time we were having the crowdfunding. So it's a game about electing the Pope, and it follows most of the structure that a real conclave has. So you will be hopefully learning a bit about the internal politics of the conclave.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's an unusual topic for sure, and this is also why I'm so happy to feature it. And we had a question from Molotov Kokatiel asking, "Is it a surprise stream?" Well, kind of. I mean, to my standard, it's actually very much planned because I decided to do it last week, so that's very much not surprise. And I announced it earlier today, so it's actually super planned. So yeah, but yeah, thanks a lot, Paco, for introducing yourself and introducing the game. I got kicked out of the server.
Okay,
Yeah,
me too.
so,
Right.
okay,
I was like, am I about to go out? Okay. Whew.
So that's maybe
Nice.
on you, Paco.
None of us is the next Pope. Sorry, guys.
And yeah, and with us tonight we have Liz, Timothy, and Dave. All of them are from the other side of the ocean, I believe. Can you each tell us where you're connecting from, Liz?
I am connecting from St. Paul, Minnesota.
Timothy?
I am calling from the beautiful Garden State of New Jersey.
Nice.
That's and the Dave? Nicest description of New Jersey I'm going to hear in a while.
And I'm calling in from Madison, Wisconsin, just a few hours east of Liz.
Great. So, as you know, it's really hard to play face-to-face when 3 players are in the US and 2 players are in Europe. So we are playing over Tabletop Simulator. We hope that would be okay. And one of you is having a police chase right outside of their home. I don't know who it is.
I'm sorry, I told him.
Oh God, Pako! So just for you to know, before we started the stream, Paco's neighbor started drilling in the wall, and now we have a police chase outside. I mean, Barcelona is crazy. So yeah.
And remember that on Monday we had a shutdown of electricity in all Spain for nearly 12 hours. So
12 hours.
We are at risk again. You can keep on playing if I'm out. It's
Yeah, but that's the thing. So what I'm thinking is, knowing that Spain is going back to the medieval period, maybe I should create this for myself, because to my knowledge,
that's
uh,
right. Mhm.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a server, and I'm going to use the server name and password that I put in the private chat. So yeah, sorry about that. Sorry everyone. We'll be having the game soon. Give me a second, and I will create the server, and I will launch Habemus Papam, and I will choose a different color.
Ooh.
I just got booted again. Am I the only
Yep.
one?
No, it's us
Okay.
two.
Okay, so you can join the one that I made, and you will find in the private chat the information. And I'm going to bring this on screen, and this is what the game looks like. And while you guys are joining, maybe what we can do, Pako, is maybe give a bit of an overview of the game.
Mhm. Yes, if you change a bit the lighting, as I did in the other.
Wait a minute.
Mhm. Sorry, everybody. I just did this module for this stream. Most of the testing has been done. Well, all of the testing has been done with
Oh, I know what I'm gonna
real
do.
components. Mhm.
I'm gonna do something sneaky. Da, 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 da.
I think this is just Fred's long-term ploy to play red.
Yeah. So I changed a bit the lighting, but it's not strong enough, but it should be fine. It will do, I think, for now.
Mhm.
Can you give us maybe an overview of how the game is played and what we're trying to achieve?
Yes, the game is played about around the concept of influence. The winner is the player that is going to have the most influence at the end of the game. It doesn't mean that your candidate or has been chosen Pope at all. It can be a lot of outcomes, but it all revolves around the idea of influence during a conclave. Influence in something that you spend and something that you get is similar in that case to the influence, and the name is repeated that appeared in Plantagenet. So players are going to be spending influence and getting influence each round in order to accumulate influence at the end of the game. How you accumulate influence, I will explain it in a moment. At the start of the game, there will be 8 candidates, 8 possible candidates to be chosen, and each of you is going to have, these are the candidates, each one of you is going to have, yes, this one is one of the candidates. As you see, it has 8 characteristics and a central one, which is the religious order. And each of you is going to have a public card that everybody is going to be able to see. Let me join the server, sorry. And
So those are the objective cards. So those are going to be the
correct.
public objective cards, and
Public
they're going to be
objective
matching.
cards.
They're going to be matching with. They have those 4 traits, and they're going to be matching potentially or not with the different candidates. And
Correct.
each
And
of
you will
those
have some
traits have 2
characteristics.
variants, right?
Yes, you can. There is a trait about personality. There is a trait about the origin of the Pope, of the candidate, who is a cardinal. There are multiple traits about their distance in the church, like something that is more conservative or more liberal, somebody. And there is also the religious order in the middle. The 8 religious order that have had a Pope are represented in the game. In fact, one of them didn't get to have a Pope, but they were almost there. So we have 8 possible religious orders, and these ones are the public objectives, and then you have hidden objectives, which are probably the most important part of the game, because everybody will know what is your public objective. Everybody will know what is your main interest in the game, but nobody will know what is your real interest, and you accumulate a lot of influence points at the end of the game with this hidden objective. These gray cards at the right of the table, the left one is a list of all the hidden objectives. In the real game, the game that comes with a box, each player has one of these cards, and they have a list of all the objectives in order to help them try to guess what are the other players playing about. So we start by setting up the game with 8 possible candidates. We will give to each one of the players one public objective and one hidden objective that they must keep in their hands. They will have 10 influence points, which are the coins that you have. Each one of you has in front of them. In the game, there comes a screen, but in order so that the stream is not too difficult to make and everybody's looking at the coins of the others, because, sorry, the influence that you're accumulating is hidden. Nobody knows how much influence you have. They can calculate, players can calculate, but it's not public. So I have added three bags where you can store the influence, the gray one for the 5-point coins, the yellow one for the 10-point coins, and the orange one well, it's brown, I see, for the 1-point coins. So we start with 8 candidates.
Yeah, I'm setting up the candidates right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is everyone on the server right now and has a hand?
Yes.
Because then, if that's the case, I will give a secret objective to everyone. And I can see that everyone is here, so I'm going to deal a secret objective.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, it gave to all the players, even the
Yes.
Ambassador. Okay, cool. That's
the
fine.
game is played by 3 to 6 players, but in this TTS module there are only 4 available. But
Nice.
can you give me, Fred? Can you give me the ability to touch things so I can?
Yes, I will let you touch things. So I will promote you, and then I will also change your color. I think you need to be dark gray to actually being able to interact.
Now I can interact. Now we would turn the candidates so that everybody sees them, like this thing.
And I will set the public. I will give a public objective to everyone.
Okay. And you should be showing this public objective to everybody.
So you can flip it.
Also, as you see, there are religious order. This is another one of the characteristics, and we get the religious order from this black bag here. You take one counter from the black bag and you place it in the middle of the public objective card, following the structure of the Cardinal's cards. Also, now you have some pieces of your color, yellow ones, red ones, these meeples that you have there. And what we do is we place a meeple in any candidate that shares at least 3 characteristics with us.
And characteristics or the traits and the order. So we have a total of 5 characteristics. Okay.
Correct. Let me spread a bit the candidates so that we have some space to afterwards place influence on them, maybe some cards. Okay, so you check the characteristics. For instance,
for me, I think that's going to be
with this.
I do share. Oh, I do share 3 with this one. That's true, and also with this one. But I'm going to place one. So I place one pawn of my color on them.
Yes, correct. So everybody knows what is your. You can increase the size of the pawns if they are too small. I think they came from another game, and they are maybe too small. But in that way, you will see what are your favorite candidates, and the rest of the players will see what are the favorite candidates of everybody. So whenever somebody is placing influence in a weird manner, this is a way for people to start trying to guess which is the objective of a player. For instance, let me explain an example. If I'm placing a lot of influence in somebody that is against my interest, I can maybe be the anti-pope, somebody that doesn't want a pope to be elected. So you can evaluate the behavior of the other players by looking at where they place the influence.
And just to be clear, you're placing only one pawn or a pawn for each one?
No, you place... Yes,
one
for each candidate where you have,
okay,
3 or more characteristics in common.
Ah, okay.
Mm-hmm. So you may even have more than the number of pawns that you have, and you can duplicate one and add extra pawns.
So this is no. This is a no. This is definitely a no. Actually, I don't have that many.
Yes, and it may be the case that that you have only one, or zero is almost impossible mathematically.
Yeah, but, it's unlikely.
But highly unlikely. But no, you will at least have
colored pawns.
I see them as 2 different colors. There's a green and blue.
Oh, wait, I've got the same color pawns as somebody, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
We're both booger
change
colored.
them to white.
Oh, it's weird because for me I see the different colors.
Perfect. Now I see it.
Okay. And there is a question asking, are all the secret objectives unique? And yes, they are. And as Pako was explaining, you actually have this reminder here of all of the different secret objectives.
Okay, let's do one thing, Liz. If you can place your pawns a bit outside of the card, just over the card, so we can... there is a white one there.
I made them.
Okay. Perfect. Sorry. That's better.
Oh, so do you want us to place the pawns slightly out of the cards?
No, I was telling Liz in order to
to make sure we don't have a mix-up between
her
white
yellow with the other yellows. But yes. It doesn't matter one way or another. I mean... Okay, so I can start explaining how the game goes. The game goes for over 5 rounds. At the end of each of the rounds, there will be a possible papal election. For a candidate to be elected, they must have at least 2/3 of the total influence that is in the table at the moment. In order to make calculations easy, you have this other card, this other gray card at the right of the table, where you have a number that represents the total influence that is on the table and what would be 2/3. This is a problem I have as a mathematician, that I never need to do much calculations. I calculate very fast. So whenever I create a game, usually comes from playtesting that we need some player aids with the numbers and all these things. I promise this is the only high calculation that you are going to have to do. And with this card on the right, it's quite easy. So each of the players, again, in the box set game, will have one of these cards. And if you see an arrow that is in the left side of in the left corner of the right gray card, you can place this card over the numbers, and then you know where is the influence. It looks nice in the table. So we play for 5 rounds. At the end of each of the rounds, you will have to count if there is some candidate that has 2/3. In fact, we are going to be updating it using this piece that is the papal crown, and we will place the papal crown over any candidate that has at the moment 2/3 of the influence. And so the game might be over in 1 turn. I mean, if players are a bit sloppy, the game will be over in 1 turn. So what do we do in turns? All the players, we make a round of all the players taking actions. What actions can a player take? They can place any number of influence over one or more than one candidate, they can do whatever they want. If they want to place all the influence they have in one candidate, they can. If they want to spread it in all the candidates, they can. It's totally free. They can do that. Players can also play one of the action cards. We will talk about action cards later, but one example of action card would be this one, where it has some effects. Okay, they can play an action card. They can pass. Only 3 actions. You play an action card, you place influence, or you pass. Whenever we are in a 4-player game, whenever 3 players consecutively pass, the round is over. Okay? How do we place influence? I told you how do we place influence. How do we play cards? If we look, I will draw 2 or 3 cards to show some examples. If you see, there is a symbol here in the right corner of the card that represents the cost of the card in influence. In order to play a card, you must pay the cost of influence of the card. And the cards have multiple effects. They can change the amount of influence that is in the board. They can look at other player hands. They can change the secret objective of a player. I mean, there are a lot of effects in the cards, and as we play, you will learn how to use them because they are quite easy. If at any moment there is a doubt, we will solve it fast because cards are very self-explanatory. There is a card that has a variable cost. For instance, this one.
So just to be clear, the cost is a number of red discs on the top. So that's a one cost, and this is 1 plus any number.
Yes, 1 plus a number that has an effect. For instance, in this card, Movere, you pay 1 influence, and then as much influence as you pay is influence that you move from one candidate to another.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you play 3 influence, you pay 3, and it goes to the general pool, and then you will move 3 influence from one candidate to the other. Also, there is a thing that you can pay the influence of the card by discarding another card. And you can pay, the discarding of this card is not according to the cost that it has. It's just 1 card equals to 1 influence. So you discard it face down, and you can pay, for instance, this card that has a cost of 1 point, 1 influence point. You would pay just one card. So you can choose either use your influence or discard cards.
And it's either like, for example, for this one, Movere, I couldn't discard a mix of influence and cards.
Yes, you can.
I can?
You can.
Okay,
you can.
great.
Yes,
so it's very flexible. Oh, and we have Mark in the chat. Yes, it looks really interesting. So I hope that you'll have fun. It looks quite unique as a political game.
And we can make change with influence?
Yes, you can make change with influence. Okay. You can use change pieces as you want. Be aware that players, usually in TTS, it would be more difficult, but in a table, players tend to be aware of the the influence that is moved around. Also, yes, I was going to say at the end, but as we are talking about influence, you can give influence to any player whenever you want. And you can negotiate everything. There is nothing that cannot be negotiated, and you can pay influence or receive influence for any action. This is totally free. The only condition is that it must be done in the turn of one of the players that is affected by the action. I mean, if I was playing, I was negotiating with you, Fred, about playing a card, an influence card, or one of the action cards, we would have to do it everything in my turn, and then I play it. And but also agreements are not mandatory, so it's just a matter of honor or political word or whatever. So yes, that is regarding influence. And what happens when 3 players consecutively pass, or when a card that is called,
but wait, Pako.
Yeah.
I think it's better if we do a rolling teach. So I think we have everything that we need to actually play around. Yeah.
Just one thing, because there is the how everything is counted at the end of the round. because at the end of the round there is an adjustment of this table, and you get influence. So in order for you to do
but
the
I guess
actions.
Oh yeah, but yeah, that's fair enough. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yes, because at the end of the turn, what is going to happen is that we will take the candidate with the most influence on the board. If it's 2/3, he will be the Pope, and we will go to the final punctuation. It's standard, the influence that you have, the influence that we will get in what I'm going to explain now, and the influence gotten by the hidden objective. But in the embedded rounds, when there is Fumata Negra, which is the Black Fumata, which is there is no Pope, then we're going to punctuate. And what we're going to do is to move these counters, comparing, for instance, if the candidate that has more influence is this guy, we will compare Juvens versus Senex, which is the age, and we will move this marker as many spaces as the difference between the one that has more and the second that has more in the other category. I don't know if I'm explaining it well. Let's say that the Juvens has 7 and the Senex has 2. The difference would be 5. We would be moving this to 5. Okay, and we would do this with all these markers, and then whomever has Juvens, if Juvens is at 5, would get 5 influence from the pool. Whomever has the second one, which I think is charismatic at is conservator or novator, they would get the amount of influence that is here. Okay, this is in round 1. In round 2, there will be a blocker placed in one of the categories. I will tell you.
Pako, I think that you're giving too much information, and people are going to be overwhelmed. I think if we play and people see as we go, that would be probably a lot easier.
Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to give 4 action cards. One of them is the Camarlengo, and I will tell you what the Camarlengo does, because it's somebody that does a special action. So 4 cards. One of you will be the Camarlengo. We will deal these 4 cards. Let me group them and shuffle them. And then, do you want me to deal or do you want to deal?
Yeah, you can deal. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So I will give. Don't show it. Don't show the card. Only the one with the Camarlengo is the one that must show the card. Okay.
You can deal to. Well, it's too late now, but in the future, I remove the other player's hand, so you can deal to everyone, and it will send the cards to the 4 players that are around the board.
Okay. Now, next one. So you have the cards, and the one that has the Camarlengo, please show it. Okay, Liz. Yes, you are the one that has the Camarlengo.
Liz.
Yes. And the Camarlengo is a very interesting, the most important character in the game. You are the one that starts, and you start by placing as much influence as the round number minus 5 minus the round number. So you are placing 4 influence wherever you want, and you take it from the general pool. Then the next player goes and they play. You are going to receive 1 card less, but the important thing is that at the end of the round, you will get paid for being the Camarlengo, and you will get half of the highest influence of any candidate in the board. Okay, so
all right.
if players place a lot of influence in the candidates, you will get a high payment. And if they don't, then you will get low payment. And this is basically it. And then the Camarlengo does other things that we will see when we play. So now we are going to deal 3 cards to everybody.
And I can do it if you
want. Do I get 2? Is that the deal?
You get 3. 3
because you already have, we already have 1 extra because you got the Camarlengo card.
Correct.
Oh, gotcha.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Okay, so everybody has 4, and you can look at your cards, and then the one at the left of Beyond Solitaire, who would be...
That's me. Yeah.
Yes. So you would be starting, and you can choose, remember, between placing any amount... sorry, she has to place 4 influence.
Yeah, Liz needs to place 4 influence.
I think that we're going to go with the Pope, who is most likely to be practicing black magic, which is currently up here. Saul plays 4.
Yes, you
Oh,
take
that's
them
got-
from the. No. It's this here. This ball.
Yeah, from the general pool.
Oh, the balls. Okay.
Yeah, Liz is starting
House money.
taking influence points from other players. Very nice.
Sorry.
Okay, and you're making it in Aleister Crowley. Okay, so
I think that's funny. So
yeah, it is. It is. I love it. Yeah, definitely a
now-
Catholic, right?
Now you see that this guy has 2/3 of the total influence in the board. So
So he
if the
gets the
game
small
stops
hat.
now, yes, he wears the hat.
Yay!
it looks good on him.
Yeah, I think he's looking fine. Great.
So now it's your turn first. You can
so now it's
either
my
place
turn.
influence, or play a card.
Pako, I don't want to derail, but how did you choose to name everyone? Because the Crowley is just killing me.
I didn't. I was the one choosing the names.
So I'm gonna spend 1 influence.
You place it in the general pool.
Yeah, wait a minute. I'm gonna search for a 1 influence up to play this, and I think everyone is gonna enjoy this. So I'm gonna keep it in the middle because it's gonna be until my next. So until it's my turn again. Any influence placed on a candidate by any player from their personal reserve costs double.
Ooh.
Yes. Yeah, there is something. Yeah, somewhat, maybe. We're poorly shaved, I guess.
Now it's green player's
Okay.
turn.
Come on, Timothy. Snap,
Yes.
snap.
So we are going to play.
Oh,
So this is going to cost me 1 to initially, right?
yeah. And
Oops.
oh,
that's a 5.
going big.
Only by accident.
And I can do a mix of influence and cards.
Yep.
Correct.
Okay. I would
Right.
because
Try to discard them face down because that way
Correct.
nobody place them around here.
okay, so that's 1 additional, and then I will do 1 more.
Yeah, do more.
And next goes in the general reserve.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I will move 2 to this fine candidate over here.
So no more
And now-
hats.
No more hat.
Rude.
Interesting.
Uh,
A pope
Me-
that you, or candidate that you're not interested in. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. The team is either he's bad at placing his pawns, or
Anti-pope, call it now.
or he's the anti-pope.
So now it's
Or
blue player's
Machiavelli?
turn.
Yeah, I'm trying to suss out what he's looking for here. No, he's got 2 in common with it. Anyway.
Yeah, that's what we were saying, that it was clearly a reference to Aleister Crowley. So yeah.
So
It doesn't look like it looks like there are some jokes not taking cardinals very seriously, which I am deeply bothered by. But I think it's shocking. I think it's shocking. This is madness.
all right, we're gonna play this guy.
Oh, you're all going with the big cards. Some murmurs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're murmuring
Ooh,
right
yeah.
here on Liz's favorite.
This
Okay,
is
so
a
It
really
costs me a
strong
whole
card.
1 to play.
Yeah.
I will get rid of. That's too rich for my blood. This whole card.
so 1 goes away.
Yep, that's my discard, and then that loses 1. But that does mean this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, has a big hat.
Nope.
Nice.
Nice hat.
Yeah, Boris Zortsky.
This is a very, very strong card. Murmur and Momentum, which is the card that cancels it, are key cards that there are a lot of them in the deck, but you use them to break a player's strategy in half, literally, because it takes out half of the influence.
So at this point, it costs what, 4 times as much to put any on?
Now, if you
Senior
if
Crowley?
somebody, yes, now it would cost 4. Yeah,
Until Fred's
well,
turn.
until Fred's turn. Afterwards, it's 2.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go, Liz. Enjoy.
All right. Well, so what does this mean?
Means that it's expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, so I have a question. How does that interact with like card powers? So
With
like,
what? Sorry.
so how would that react? How would that interact with the card powers? So like,
Yeah. Yes.
So let's say that I want to
It
play
specifically. Yes, it specifically says that it costs double to place from the personal reserve, and
Yes.
Adere places from the general reserve. So in fact, Adere is not affected by this card.
Okay, so let's do Adere. What are his? Okay. Let's add an influence to each of the Noatores.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Look, if I don't get a satanic pope by the end of this, I'm gonna be mad.
No, the satanic pope is a stretch goal from the campaign. No, I'm not joking. Have you seen
Yeah.
the card?
So
No.
one
Yeah.
from each.
No, I think at some point of the stream, Fred should
Ah.
be showing.
No.
Whoa, Liz.
I
Stop
do.
cheating.
No.
Come on.
I'm bad at TTS.
Obviously.
Good at Jesus. Not really. Wow. Depends on how you define that.
Okay, so now it's Fred turns.
It's indeed Fred's turn. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to discard this because this has no effect anymore.
Mhm.
What I will do next is, so this also gets discarded. Oop.
No.
Yeah.
One
I
more
know.
is
It's
there.
not the
That
one
just
that I was
stays out.
trying to pick.
Oh.
It's the TTS is just
The other
being TTS is being a bit funky for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I had to
Cool.
pay an influence for using that card, right?
Yeah.
Let me do that. I'm good.
So you were
That's why it
cheating.
takes so long to decide who's Pope, because they're doing it on Tabletop Simulator. And it's-
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
So I'm going to
So
play
is it
this.
just popes during the pandemic?
Yeah.
And I'm going to play a card as influence point.
Who is getting influence?
And the trait that I'm going to pick is, so I pick a, so I choose a category. A category is one of those 4 things, right?
Correct. Mhm.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to choose, oh, interesting. What could be funny? I'm gonna choose the young lads, Juvenis. So this is what I'm gonna do. So all the young lads are gonna get an influence point. So he gets an influence point. He gets. Oh God, I fucking hate TTS.
Me too.
This guy gets an influence point.
Shit.
This guy gets. Oh no, not
Hey,
this
we don't
one.
talk like that in the Lord's house.
Yeah, come on.
This is a holy game.
Yeah, this is shocking. Up,
How
here
dare
we go.
you, sir?
You got to do it in Latin if you're gonna do it.
I'll need you to teach me, Liz.
So if you just, so kako kakare is I get to shift. Staircus would just be poop, so you could just staircum.
Well, Staircum, I need to play Packum.
Mhm. Ranting
So
goes up.
I believe I can choose this fellow, right?
No, Pactum takes the correct one with whom you share 2 categories, and you get half the influence,
So I'll just take 1 influence.
which is what you pay.
Oh, which is what I pay. So
Yeah. I mean, it's a master move or whatever you call it.
Yes, a genius pass, actually.
Yes. Remember just let me tell you two things. One, you can also pass. It's a standard move. A lot of people pass a lot. And also, at the end of all the round, you can keep one of the cards.
Well,
then you are going
okay.
to be only
So
given
I've
at
shown a
most
bit of
4,
my hand, but
you can
I
keep.
think I should probably
Yeah.
pass.
Okay.
Ooh. There shouldn't be an influence coin on the track, I guess.
Yeah.
You can give it to me. I'll keep an eye on it.
No, Dave, you can. Oh, Dave was connected and disconnected.
Jesus.
Oh, we can hear you, Dave. Oh. So I'm gonna mute you because if you start saying Lord names in vain, Lord's name in vain, it's probably better if you're muted. We're gonna say that Dave is passing for the time being while he figures out. So we go back to this.
And then just to reconfirm, I think I know the answer to this, but if I pass, I can still play again in a later round. It's just if
the problem is that two players have already passed. So
Yes.
if you pass now, that's going to be the end of the round.
I'll end it.
Oh.
What?
I want to know what happens.
Okay.
I'm
so
gonna get
you
spot right
pass.
now. I'm good with this.
So okay, let's go through the end of the round. There is no candidate that is going to be confirmed as Pope, so there is not Fumata Blanca, and so now we go and we update this table here, and it's quite fast. I mean, we compare the candidate with the most influence with one that has opposite traits, and for each one, which probably will be this guy here. Yes, because it's opposite in everything. So we go and Juvens get 3 versus Senex, who gets dos. Sorry, this is Spanish.
2. Yeah.
2. So it goes 1 for Juvens, and the same goes for Novator, and the same goes, in fact, for all the categories, because the difference is 1, and except Vetus Mundus, which has both of them share, and the next one who has Novus Wondu probably would be this guy, also this guy, but they share the same amount of influence. So it's 2 for Vetus Mundus. Okay, now we have updated this. Now the Camarlengo gets half of the influence of the highest number of influence in any candidate. So you, Liz, would get 2 pieces of influence from this guy.
Right from him?
Yes, you can take them, because we are going to take out all the influence.
I'm rich.
Yeah, now we discard Murmur, and we take out all the influence from all the candidates, and we leave it on the general reserve. So we are going to
we remove each
start
round
from scratch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
You
like
gotta
the
vote every
real
time.
voting.
Yeah.
They start from scratch. So, and now you start. Each player is getting 2 influence. This is basic for every player. You are getting 2 influence, and you are going to get 1 influence for each step that you share with what is marked here in the general chart. So, for instance, anybody that has Juvens, like Fred, you would get 1 for Juvens. You would get 0 for Novator. You would get 1 for Vetustus, and you would get 0 for Novus Mundus. So you would get a total of 2 influence, Fred.
So
total of 4. The 2 base
Vetus
one
Mundus, you
and
get
the
1
2
or
from
2
the
influence?
track.
Correct. 2 plus the 2 from the track.
Yeah. Oh, and this should be removed.
For instance, Liz could get 0 for Juvens, would get 1 for Novator, would 1 for Vetustus, and 2 for
That's what I need to know.
the old world. So you would get that's 4 plus 2 extra that you get. So you have met a lot of influence in this round. Do the same the rest of the players, and now the Camarlengo is still playing. You now, sorry.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah,
yes, it's because of my I always play in physics, and I forgot this step because we do it automatically all. But I remember which candidates had 0 influence. You have to choose between this candidate, and you will have to eliminate one of them.
Okay. Well,
He
this
gets
pro and
out
I
of the
we
game.
got nothing in common.
Yeah,
Like,
cool.
bye.
No, just turn it around.
Oh.
Turn it around because
around.
it can be
Okay,
recovered
okay,
with
okay.
a card.
Boo.
That is
Okay,
boring.
so now
Yeah.
you have one less candidate. And now also again, we are going to reset these the tracks here. But you are going to choose, you, Liz, are going to choose one of these categories that is not going to give points at the end of the next round.
Ooh, this is
Oh, the
not going to give
blocker.
points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're
What do
gonna
you
put
mean
a-
by not give points?
And-
Like nobody profits from it, or like
Nobody
it
Correct.
profits
doesn't?
from it. Yeah.
Nobody profits from it.
Ooh.
What is the purpose of this changing? Because sometimes you have an alliance with somebody because you share a lot of categories, but whenever these categories start being less important because they don't give points, you have the alliances are fluid and you change to new players that share that in common. Now, Fred, you are going to get the Camarlengo. Sorry, you have to discard all the cards that you have in your hand, all the action cards, but you can keep one. So if you keep one, you are going to receive only 3 cards. Okay?
Do we put it in the discard or do we reshuffle
Yes,
back
in the-
everything?
In the
Okay.
discard.
So we
And
need
this
to
is just for
separate
the
it,
round?
yeah.
Yes, and this is the end
discard?
of the round.
Okay, let's
Yes, this is the discard.
let's make the Novus or Vetus Mundus not matter for scoring
Mhm.
this round.
Rude.
Okay, now who else has cards in the hand yet?
I've got some cards.
Yes, you have to discard and you can keep one if you want, but only one.
We will discard this guy then.
Okay, Liz, you have to discard one of the cards at least.
This is discard, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now Fred, you get the Camarlengo card.
Yep.
And you will receive 2 cards and the rest of the players will receive 3 cards.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I'm gonna deal
2 to everybody and then 1 to each of the other players.
and each of you are gonna take one manually because I cannot deal to
sure.
everyone. Okay, so now I get to place 3 influence on someone.
Correct.
Well, that should be pretty. I'm gonna do something for the community because the conclave is
I'm
us
giving
getting
you 1 card, please.
Okay.
the conclave is us getting together and understanding what God is telling us. So, and I think what God is telling us, and I think we can all feel it except Liz because he's not really feeling it. But it's that Hos Anna should definitely be the next pope. I think this is kind of obvious to everyone. So that's the guy. And I'm going to put a little hat on him. So he has a double hat, a hat on top of his hat. Which
I feel like he's just being presumptuous with this.
Yes,
And-
2 hats.
That's a bad trait.
It's a sin or something like that.
Maybe a question, Pako. So Eric is asking, so the game is not out. There was a campaign. Do you know when the game is going to be out?
In summer.
In
Because
summer.
Salt and Pepper always finishes when they start the campaign. They have the game finished, and they will need to give the go to the printer. So they are waiting for the game to be printed and to come here to
He
Europe.
does indeed, Olivier. He does indeed. So that was
So now,
my action, I guess.
On to me.
yes,
Okay.
Yeah, and the person on my left starts the round, so that's going to be Tim.
There are some murmurs that we're not all feeling.
Oh,
We're
for
feeling,
fuck's sake!
and I'm going to pay for that in cards. So it's 2, right?
okay,
F rounded
Yes.
up. Oof.
And that's going to remove 2 influence.
yeah.
Yep.
So into the bin.
I think, Timothy, that you're a piece of shit. I think. I think that's the term that I was looking. I think it's the technical term. Yeah.
Well, I don't.
But we've gone from brood of vipers directly to piece of shit.
just gonna let this play out and see what happens. I'm gonna pass for now.
Oh my god. So is it my go?
This is your turn. Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh, what do I want to do?
Right. Liz, you love this guy, right?
Which guy?
The guy that everyone else loves but you.
Totally. Love that guy.
Yeah. She does. She doesn't know it yet, but she does.
Oh.
She will see the light eventually.
Tim, non asinus est. Fred, semper asinus est. Okay. Let's see.
Nobody has done that yet, but remember that you can place influence directly in any candidate, and you can place even one just for giving a go or whatever.
But then you're giving up influence.
Yes, you're giving up influence, which is victory points, but also you are influencing. So
that's true.
Let's do momentum over here for the lulls.
Nice one.
Oh.
And it's round 2, right? So I put 2 influence.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
So assign this card to a candidate for each influence one that is placed on him during the rest of the round. Add an influence one from two. Oh my god, this is
the opposite of murmur. It's you get an extra one every time one's put on there.
It's a shouting. It's okay. Interesting. Well.
I don't think I can actually win, so I'm 100% going for chaos here.
Sounds like an anti-pope to me.
Yeah. So I think the thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to play this because I think that's going to make everyone happy. And I'm going to flip this.
Oh no!
I'm going to discard this. So I'm going to.
How dare you?
Who's
everyone?
You in this case?
I'm going to make
everyone
play action cards. Woo! Let's go.
So
no, the opposite means no one can play action cards
for this whole round.
Yep.
Nobody can play action cards.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's the opposite, but that's fine.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm also fine. I just wanted to limit your options and be mean. So either or. I'm
okay.
This is why there aren't very many French popes. They had to kidnap the papacy to Avignon. The only way to get it is through bullying for the French.
I pass.
I also pass.
Woo! Liz, you could end the round right now.
I'm gonna put 1.
Oh, nice.
And then I get a free one. Why would I play that card and not just have a good time with it?
And now you have the little hat.
On
him.
I feel like actually the most important part about this is in fact the hat.
Yeah, 100%. I think it is.
Because given that this is the channel that we're on, it's always about the hat.
Oh yeah, the hat came first, and the rest of the game just sort of developed around it.
Yeah, I think so. It's hat. Some designers have theme first, other designers have mechanics first, but I feel like Pako is more of a hat first kind of designer.
Yes.
Have y'all seen the Young Pope that Jude Law show
haven't
on
seen
HBO?
it.
Oh man, in terms of like Pope pageantry, is really tops. I really enjoyed it. But there's a great scene where he like gets an old papal crown that was like in a museum somewhere and is so excited to put it on. It's fantastic.
What do I share? Actually, I share quite a few things with this guy. So I'm going to make things spicy, and I'm going to place an influence on this guy.
And you add another one.
And that's going to add another one.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay.
Hey, Genix. Cool to see you here. It's been a while. Yeah, Carly is winning, definitely.
I am disconnected.
Oh no, I got disconnected.
I'm also disconnected.
What?
No.
Has anyone considered that we might be cursed?
Yes,
Has anyone considered that the Lord does not want there to be?
Oh God. I think that God is telling us something right now.
Yeah.
A message from a higher power. We shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, definitely. Oh God.
Do we have an autosave?
I have an autosave, but how far is it in the past? I'm not sure.
Oh no.
It looks pretty far.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh God.
Why?
Why?
Winning.
Yeah.
Clearly, there is a divine intervention here.
I'm
is
back in.
awful.
It doesn't look that far back.
Actually, not that far back.
It doesn't
You
look that
just put more
far.
influence
Yeah, it's
on.
like one turn.
You
one
just
Yeah,
card
have
play.
one
I
of
think
the
if
yours
I-
and one for the basic the
Yeah, if I flip
Sonic
this,
Island over there.
yeah, if I flip this and I place my influence, I think we're back to where we're supposed to be.
I think so.
Yeah, and the hat.
So that's not
was-
too bad.
Yeah, it was just before the hat was placed, so I think that's it.
So as long
And-
as we don't move the hat, everything's fine.
Yeah, that's the thing. Be
It's
extra
all with the
careful.
hat.
Okay, so now it's back
Okay.
to you, Tim.
Back to me.
Yeah.
Let's try this again.
I
And
feel
try
like
not to fuck up
being-
everything like last time, Tim.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna flip the table.
I'm having a
Um,
problem. It's only offering me gray as a color.
Oh,
That's because Fred took your
Fred
spot.
just changed seats.
Yeah, I was wondering what my
Oh,
last-
I changed seats. Yeah, I did. Wait a minute. I'm supposed to be here, and Liz.
There we
You did all that
go.
work to get red, and you don't even want to play it.
Yeah,
All right, everybody,
You just wanted to see your
You
cards.
just see my cards. Show everybody all my cards.
Okay.
Hopefully, nobody was actually paying attention to my cards.
Oh.
God. Okay, I am placing one influence. Is there a limit to the number of
Nope.
influence?
You could put out
No,
all
no.
that you've got if you want
No
to.
limit. Mhm.
All right, we're going with the tiny two.
Which means you got to spend
Remember
two
that this
extra
guy
to do that.
has
Oh,
a murmur, so you have
Say
to
that
pay
again,
double.
Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
you've got to spend two more to the supply if you want to do that. So it costs you
Yeah.
4 to place 2 right now on that particular Pope
Okay, we're gonna stick.
candidate.
Yeah, we're gonna stick with one. So one goes to the general supply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's. Oh no, that's not enough to remove the hat.
It's not enough.
Nope,
Yeah.
Not enough.
4 still stands. But I can remove that hat
Correct.
Oh.
because this murmur
Uh,
will cancel the
momentum.
momentum. It costs me
Okay,
2 to do
yeah.
that.
So much murmuring.
Yeah, it's murmuring.
And it also removes half the.
No.
No, it's
doesn't.
or.
Oh, it's or.
That's
R. Ah!
Nice try.
So the hat remains.
The hat remains.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Liz, what's up?
All right. Ooh. I'm going to. Just for the fun of it, I'm going to play Demere, and I'm going to take off one influence from everybody who is Novus Mundus.
What?
Oh no.
Or I could take 2 from one person, so I could literally just
Yeah.
take.
Yeah,
Just take
yeah,
one
you
from
can
here,
just,
yeah.
yeah,
Let's
you
just
can
do
just
that.
Yeah, there's not a ton of reason not
A
to.
spite grab.
mean.
Don't forget you got paid influence to do that.
Yes, I already paid it.
Okay, cool.
I think I did. Pretty sure I did. If
Okay,
I
so
didn't,
now he
I
has
apologize to the board.
Oh, our
Oh my
pawns
God.
changed color again.
Yeah, for everyone except Fred, all the pawns show as this
Ah!
lovely yellow-green thing.
And I'm trying to fix the influence ball and it keeps flipping. And
Yeah,
The
Bull
offering
might not have been the
plate
best choice for this.
spontaneously, it's really-
yeah.
It is-
Maybe that should be a bag.
Oh God.
Okay, nice.
Okay, that's fine. that works. I'm okay with that.
the Lord's
Okay.
cup is overflowing.
We're just gonna put that over there.
Our cup runneth over. Yes.
Yeah, put an infinite bag, maybe. I can do that. I'll take my turn and I'll fix it. So don't
Oh
worry.
god,
Yeah.
that was a mistake.
Yeah.
This is the abundance economy I keep hearing so much about.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop touching things. All right, who's up? That was Liz's turn, right?
That's gonna be me, but that's not what I want yet. I need to wait a bit. So I guess what I will do is I'm gonna search and I'm gonna place 2 influence on that guy.
From my bag? Where's that coming from?
From my bag. Yeah.
It's showing it. Yeah, the way your hand is hovering in the interface. It
Oh,
reflects
yeah.
it from my side too. I'm like, what? Like hell you are.
Swiss 6. That would be. I'm going to pass.
Tim, you really have to do something at some point. We're electing a Satanist as a pope right now. Everyone needs to do.
Why is that bad?
Everyone needs to do a bit of work. You know, it's like so. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't. I don't like this. I don't like this one bit.
Give me an infinite bag.
So I'm just going to sandbag a little bit. We're going to do some Demare here to remove 2 from this guy in particular.
Excellent.
There we go.
Such bitterness.
Yep. And now nobody gets the hat.
But I
And
want
that costs me 1 to do. Boop. Into the pile.
Yeah. Now you can just delete the thingies. And I created an infinite bag.
Oh, lovely.
Okay, Liz. What do you say about this?
I'm just gonna gently put out 1 little influence.
Nice, very nice. I'm gonna pass.
I pass.
Okay.
So right now, let's see. Do I like this guy? I don't like this guy. With the trying to base this off of looking at the streams screen for which pawns are next to things, because they're all yellow for me.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, they're all yellow for me as well.
They're all yellow for me as well. I see. I've got a bunch of yellow.
Only Fred gets to see. Only Fred's reg comes through. It's great.
I only have the information. I'm the only one who's the information.
He probably rigged it that way.
Yeah, definitely.
I could end this.
End it.
Yeah, I'll pass. I'll pass. Let's end this round. I probably get nothing beneficial from it, but I'll do it.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the end of round 2.
Yep.
So I get 2 influence.
Correct.
Oh, first I choose. Which candidate to
It's
discard.
pitched.
Correct.
But it needs to be one of the ones with the least influence.
Yes, there are only 2 with influence, so you can even discard this one. Although it's yours.
I don't want to discard
The one
this
that everyone except Liz likes.
Yeah.
I know.
This one I want to keep it. I'm gonna discard this guy. I don't think he's reliable. So it's just he's.
Do you flip it?
Yeah, I'm gonna sweep. Yeah, I'm gonna flip it. So that's the first thing. Then I get 2 influence that I'm gonna add to my bag. Oh my god!
Everybody gets 2 influence now. Remember.
And then we calculate the different things.
Well, let me update the chart. Juvens is 3 because both candidates
there is
have
no one
influence.
else. Yeah.
Then we have
Tim.
of difference 2.
I'm gonna lock it.
Then we have again 3 influence.
TTS is so. Oh yeah! Don't move it while I lock it, please. That's gonna make it a bit complicated. Yeah. Now you can go.
So everybody that has Juvens gets 3. Everybody that has Vetustus has that has Venustus has 3, and everybody that has Novator has 1 or Novator. you check with your public objective and you get paid. And now, Fred, you will choose another category to get
Are
discarded.
you okay with this?
Yeah, I'm
You
just
add a new one, so there will be now 2 that are blocked.
gonna remove this and this and get a 5 instead. Ugh. Oh my god. This is so much pain.
So I'll say, having played this in person, it's quite nice being around a table, being able to just plunk influence on things.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a lot faster.
Oh
yeah,
yes,
it's awful. I hate I hate playing TTS on this. So wait a minute. So and I'm supposed to get 3 again for the other thing. Okay.
Yes, you will get 6 in total.
Yeah. No, not 6. I get actually 10. 6 from this, 2 from the base,
Yes,
and
correct.
2 from the yeah. There are some here that I can just pick up, I guess. One.
Pako, someone's asking on chat, what's your favorite player count for this game?
My favorite player count, probably 5 is the most fun with people that have played a lot, but also 4. 4 is very good. But obviously in a table. I mean, in TTS, these kind of games are terrible to play in TTS, where you have hidden information and you have to take a lot of coins or tokens or whatever. I don't know what you think, but as we are doing a teach and play, if you want to speed things, we could go to the last turn now instead of...
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's so painful. So we remove all of the influence?
Yes, you remove all the influence.
I don't agree with this choice, but I can't explain why.
Yeah, I know. But it will be illustrated. So now, what the difference between the last turn and the previous ones is that in the last turn, only having majority is enough to be elected Pope. Okay, you don't need 2/3. Only
a simple
if you
majority.
have most.
Yeah, and simple
majority.
not having half. Yeah.
And so are we playing this that
And yes,
I won't...
All the categories are open again. Okay, there are no blocks in the last turn.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And so that means that as the Camerlengo, you're going to place 0, unfortunately.
0, because we're playing this as if it's the last round. Okay.
Oh, and I get ditch one of these cards.
And then, remember to discard until you only get 1 or 0. You can choose to not keep any card.
Keeping my card.
And then...
Yeah. And anyone can fill up their hands as necessary. Up to 4, except for you, Tim, that is up to 3.
Oh, oops.
Yeah. I had never seen a bag flipped.
Oh yeah, everything is possible. You can flip the whole table. Back I'll do this.
Nice.
I'll do this at the end.
And I think he placed a card inside the bag, but okay, it's okay, no problem. So let's say at the end of the in the last turn there would have been 4 turns played. So just random. I don't know. I have not checked who is going to be benefit from this or not. But let me flip 2 candidates. Okay.
Yeah,
and you only have 4.
Yeah. Hey, don't flip this one. Would never have flipped this one.
This one.
Yes.
I wanted.
Yes, fair enough.
Yeah,
okay, that works.
All right. So I think I'm playing first then, because left.
Yeah, go ahead.
Correct.
Bam.
Whoa!
Woo!
Big move.
Big move for a big hat.
Yeah.
Wait, did we get cards?
Yeah.
I'm missing cards. How many?
Draw
I just
cards.
got 2,
Yeah,
right?
you're supposed to draw them.
Draw 3.
You're
It might
to
be
be
in
up
my
to 4.
bag.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. I'll figure out
Go
what I can get
ahead,
here.
Liz.
I'm gonna take this moment. When you take half of something, is it rounded up?
It should say.
Yes,
Most of the cards
everything.
say.
Everything.
Everything
So-
is rounded up.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Yeah.
play Pactum. I'm gonna pay 1 for 3, basically.
Yeah.
Do you share
So,
2
let's
categories
take-
with this guy?
Yeah. Senex and Wetus Mundus.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Interesting.
I feel like this is a good moment to get some money bags. So
And don't forget, it costs you 1 to play that too.
I paid it, and then I just basically took it back. It was like 3 influence, so I went.
Sure.
boop, and
That makes sense. Easy.
I can math, kind of.
Okay. So I think what I'll do is I'm gonna play this, and I'm going to discard this because I'm never gonna use that. And so I can pick a candidate and place 2 influence on them, and I'm gonna place 2 influence on this one because this one is awesome. He's the best.
Okay, I am going to follow Liz's lead
Interesting.
and also pay 1 to get 3,
To get 3
for a net of 2. If I'm doing my math correctly.
Yeah, it's very Netrunner. You pay to get stuff. Yeah.
Yes, this is my sure gamble.
You guys are making it look so fun. I'm doing the same thing.
The chances are low to.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the only one who I only share 1 trait with that.
We're
guy,
all
so
anti-Pope.
That's pretty awful. Interesting.
Now, Liz, it's your turn.
Let's see.
And yeah, I think that's probably the reason is that almost all of us, except for Dave, is playing their first game right now, and we're struggling on TTS. So we have way other things to figure out, like literally not.
I'm gonna pass.
I'm gonna pass. Okay. Interesting. I think I am going to. Well, I mean, I think I'm gonna play a 5 coin on this guy.
Oh!
Oh, my goodness. My goodness. That changes what I was going to do. Is it 7?
Liz.
Where did it go?
Oh, Liz, you dropped a card.
I was just trying to read it.
Floating in the ether now.
Yeah. Now it's it will be there forever.
It's recovered. It was the one lost sheep. I left the 99 behind.
You can have a
Get my
component
card.
keeps falling and falling and falling because it appears up and then it comes down and up and down.
All right, before all the cards disappear, I am going to steal a random card.
Oh, from who?
Fred, of course.
No, Liz has the most cards.
She does have the most cards, true.
She has the most cards.
She does, but Fred called me a piece of shit earlier.
I don't remember that.
I'll take
I don't remember that. I think
randomly.
This was
the spirit of the game.
Amazing.
Yeah. This isn't random. Like this is not the. God.
I'm at the point now. I'm not winning, so I'm just doing things because it's funny.
For the record, Tim, you are a piece of shit.
Wow. Well, then I feel even better about playing this.
I hope you get Pope and you die within the week. This is what I need for you.
All right. We're just taking off 2 from this guy because it's funny. And now nobody gets to be a Pope.
Nice. Oh, we've got one of those guys. Interesting.
All right. Is it my turn?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna play this little card. Gonna pay my little influence. Oh God, what am I?
You put your card in your bag.
Jeez.
Yeah.
All right. I thought it's just laggy, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna choose a category, and then everybody loses one in that category. Let's go with. Let's take it from the Wenustus guy.
From what I've heard, Molotov
He's done
Cockatiel,
the
we
4.
are actually pretty polite compared to Cardinals when they're talking to each other. So
Actually, the only one
You
thing
could just take 2 off him.
Take 2 from him. Yeah, that's the best.
it's just that they're insulting in Latin, so it sounds fancy. But
yes, that's how it's done. You just insult people in a classy language, and people think that you've taken it from assy to classy.
Okay, cool. So that's back to me.
Yep.
Well, I guess that I will put a 5 on that guy.
Where'd you get all this? Where'd you get those influence from, Fred?
Well, last round I gained 10. Just
Yeah, he's just spinning it.
Oh,
I am
0
going to
this game.
pay 1 to remove 2 from that guy.
But nobody wants this guy to be the Pope or what? This is insane. Come on, guys. He's the best.
I'll spend 1 right here.
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. This is still in the middle now.
That's me.
All right, I'm going to Otteray.
Oh, someone's
So
getting
I'm gonna
to.
put 2 on our Cynics over here. Wait, hang on. Yeah, I can put 2 on one guy, so that's what we'll do.
From the supply,
Yes,
not
well,
for your
look
person.
Oh, even better. Hang on. I'm happier with that outcome. Let's just wait.
Yeah, he had
That
6
was
on.
already there. That was already.
Yeah.
He had 6.
Yeah. Liz completely
That's
abandoned Aleister Crowley.
I did.
Yeah.
I am as fickle as the devil himself.
So in the beginning, when I was looking at him, I thought he looked happy, but now I look at
No.
him and I feel like he's very sad. And I think it's the same illustration. I'm not sure, but from context, now he looks really depressed.
He's young. He's still got a chance.
Okay, so we're gonna clean up your mess because no one is discarding their cards. I should have done something before. Well, it doesn't matter. I think I'm gonna pass.
Okay. I am spending 1 to gain 4
Ooh.
with the card that I stole from Fred. Thank you very
Nice.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I hate
Okay,
you.
there are-
Yeah.
Okay,
They're
I'm spending
actually-
1 to gain 4. I'm getting 3. I'm going to make change.
There are 5 Pactum cards, and all of them went out, and 4 of them in 1 round. That's probability and combinatoria for you guys.
Yeah,
Because
and that's the
mathematics.
thing. That's the card that he wasn't supposed to take. But yeah. You know.
Yes.
I'm gonna pass.
I'll pass.
End it, Fred. Give us a Pope.
Yeah, I'll pass. I'll pass.
All right.
Okay. So
Oh yeah.
No, it's too late,
that's-
Tim.
that's-
You're out of the
Finish.
game.
You get nothing.
yeah. So there is a Pope. So first of all, we are going to update the categories because now you get double the amount of points of the difference here. So it goes to Senex by 2. It goes to, and the maximum is 5. So there will be some influence, hard influence here. This goes to 2 here. Sorry, 2. And again 2 here. Now, before getting the influence, don't get the influence on this chart. This is the last thing that we are going to do. First of all, the Camarlengo gets paid. So Camarlengo, you get 4 influence.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
Thing I never got to be.
I'm saying now you can leave the influence on the table because we are going to show everything, okay? But the thing is that there are some cards that erase all the influence from the personal reserves. One of the objective cards, if you look at the list, which is, yes, Machiavelli, you reduce the personal influence from everybody to 0. So it's a strong card, a strong objective card. Now, you would get points from the objectives. You can show the hidden objectives and show it in the table.
Wait, okay, so we're gonna take some influence for these. So if I match with 2 with this one one's 4.
But this will be at the end. This will be at the end. Don't take it
Oh.
yet.
I get it.
Because first we have to show the hidden objectives.
First, we do hidden objectives. Okay.
Yeah.
My money's not coming out. This is awkward.
Well, obviously, I'm not fulfilling my.
Oh, we did have Andy Pope. I was just doing that screw around because I wasn't gonna get mine.
All right, that's 9.
Okay, so now take the hidden objective and you can place it in the on the table. And then
So mine was
the Curia.
So it was have the most influence and have a Pope from Vetus Mundus. So I definitely got a Vetus Mundus Pope, so that's 10.
Yeah.
And then do I have the most influence?
Yes,
before
you
that?
also have the most influence.
Hey,
So that's
too much.
yeah. You
There
are
we go.
pretty high on the
Ouch.
ranking now. So
Yeah, I don't
she
like
got
this.
her objective. Fred has loss of faith. Do you match 3 categories with the Pope?
No. There's not my pawn is not on it. So
Anti-Pope.
Sadly, a
Anti-Pope
pope was
also-
chosen.
Yeah. And of course,
Good
Fanatic
thing we skipped to the last round.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that. You also don't get points. And now you get double what you would get start usually from the ranking. So here
Oh,
you
good.
will get 4 from this category, 10 from this category, 4 and 4.
So basically, this would be 8 for me.
Oh, but doubled?
You get,
yeah, doubled.
you are
Yeah.
getting,
Oh.
Ooh,
you're not getting 7, you are getting 14.
14.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Which is also known as 15 minus 1.
it is. It is
Yeah.
known as 15 minus 1.
And now we add all the influence and we see who is the winner, that I think is Liz.
Yeah,
clearly.
it's pretty
Almost certainly.
clear it is.
Yeah.
She's actually
34.
23.
struggling
I'm
with
not
just-
even playing this game.
I can't. I'm having problems here.
I should have gone for the round
It's
1 win
around-
with the Fnatic. But I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't want to win the game so early. That would be unexciting.
But I think Timothy would have tried to stop you because he had the anti-pope. So
That's fair.
there are most of the objectives got positive and negative synergies with other objectives. And I have to tell you that I did a lot of mathematical simulations to make sure that everybody can win with any objective. I did if you have read something from me in the Bayer State or those places, I do a lot of mathematical simulations to make sure that the games are mathematically balanced, so the players have near equal chances to win. So you can win with any objective, you can win with any public objective. The chances are very similar. There are slight differences, which is normal, but yes. And the amount of points that you got is
Just Pako,
usually...
How do you do
Yes,
those mathematical simulations?
Well, in the case of this game, each game gets a different model. In the case of this game, I assigned a number of points for each card. For
Yeah.
instance, the card de mer, the card de mer that costs 1 influence point,
Yeah.
has a value of, I have the numbers when I did everything, but
Yeah.
I think it's around 4.7, 4.8 points in influence. It is the value of this card because you get the value of taking influence from other players, you get the value of having another turn to play, which is a very strong value because you don't give the chances to other players to stop the game when they won. You are the one that keeps on playing, and you subtract the cost of the card. So it was around having an extra turn. This 2.3 influence points. The value of this is equal to that, and plus 1 of the mer. But because of the number of players, it's 3. So yes, it's around 4.7, 4.8. So I do this with all the cards, and it's a very long work with a lot of assumption and this. And then I make a program to try different strategies and pit this program with itself in order to make sure that with the same optimum strategies, the chances of winning are the same. This doesn't mean I cover all the possibilities, of course not, but I try to make sure that the decision of who is winning is in the player's hands. It's not the game that is giving a lot of extra chances to one of them. Also, it allows, as it's pretty balanced, it allows for negotiation and diplomacy to have some importance here. Well, this is the first game. You haven't played a lot, but when you play 3 or 4 games, then you start shouting in real. I mean, you start telling people what they shouldn't be doing because and trying to convince others to do certain things because you can start guessing which hidden goals have the other players, and you have been counting how many influence somebody has, so you can tell everybody, hey, this guy is winning, we have to go against him or against her. So it increases the fun of the game. So, from Plantagenet that I do a lot of mathematical modeling. The same happened with Anoda. I do with all my games because I know modeling by trade. So
Yeah.
I think that's great that you put that work in, because I feel like so many social deduction games can kind of meet this sort of like, especially like once people start talking about the game on Board Game Geek, it's like you kind of come up with an optimum strategy, and then it's just not, there's really no role or like it can devolve to like, well, you should obviously play this way, and
it gets in the way of the theme.
Yeah.
Yes.
And in this case, I personally, this is a personal opinion, I hate games that have an optimum. I hate that. I mean, it might be interesting because you have to learn how to play in that way, but afterwards you don't need to play it anymore because you know how to play, and you will always be playing like that, in that way. And I hate that. I want to give always the players 2-3 minimum chances to do different things that have the equal possibilities of winning. I did that in Plantagenet, for instance. I did that in Onoda. There is never one optimum. There are always 2 or 3 equal chances moves, at least mathematically. Then it comes to players' preference, which I think what is important, to let people play how they like. For instance, I can count points in this game, but I can play casual, and it's fun. It's the same kind of fun. I mean, you can play it both ways, doing hard calculations or playing casual and having fun. This is a game that can be played with a beer and some beer and pretzels game, no? These kind of games where you can shout and have fun, and it's interesting.
That's how we played at Circle. We played it. I mean, we were at a bar. It worked out perfectly. And the negotiation was a big part of it.
I would not want to play this seriously. Like this is the game that feels like it was made to have fun. You know, it's like, and I think if I was with someone around the table that would be starting counting and everything, I think I would just slap them. And
I will say what I enjoyed. I really liked the interaction between my secret objective and then my open objective, because it made it easier to kind of do a fake out. So like in that last round, I was like, oh, I really want an old world Pope, and I have 2 things in common with this guy. So I can abandon the guy that I pretended I cared about all game and got everybody on a tizzy about it, and like this will just play the way that I want it to play. And so I really I liked it. It really did feel like, you make compromises, right? It's like, okay, like I kind of have some stuff in common with this dude. So like,
well, and one thing that didn't come through as much in this game, but that did in my last, is that you can end up in situations where people's public objectives nearly line up. So you end up having some like pre-built alliances at the table just because like, hey, let's just both go in halvesies on this candidate. Now we're continuing to make money or make influence throughout the game on that. And so like you may or may not care as much about your hidden objective, or you might deviate at the end from that. And I think to your point, Pako, about optimal strategies, the social aspect of the game just throws a hand grenade into that being a risk. Just because, okay, you have someone playing the mathematically correct way to play the game, playing cards out of their hand, and then everyone else says, screw that guy, and then they all just team up to get some other candidate elected. So
yeah.
I hate games with optimum, and I hate games with I have to calculate. I mean, I'm good at that, and I hate it. I cannot. I want games to be able to be played in a fun way, in a casual way. You don't need to be a mathematician to play any of my games. That doesn't mean that I don't do a lot of mathematical stuff in the background, and I hope that it remains in the background, but nobody ever sees it. So it's just for balancing issues, not for playing.
I think good design is having a lot of mathematics that players don't realize is there. I think that's I think that's probably the best way to see it. I would
if you've done it right, it makes it seem like you've done nothing at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's really the important aspect. I would definitely take my pre-production copy at PunchCon, and we'll play it while having beers over there, because I think it's going to be a good candidate for a beer game after a full day of playing heavy war games. I think it's gonna be great. But it was awesome to have you on, Pako. It was really, really cool. As I said before the stream, we need to organize something where we get to play Plantagenet together on stream. I think that would be great. Liz, always a pleasure to have you on. It has been a while. One thing to remember about Liz, really important, there are the Golden Geeks that are happening right now. Liz is nominated for the best podcast of the year. So go on Golden Geek and vote
Spend
before
all of your
Sunday.
influence.
Yeah, spend everything that you have. It needs to win. Dave,
Thanks, man, I
Tim,
appreciate it.
it was great to have you on. And
for having
I
us.
would say to everyone, have a good night. And Sunday, I'll be back with Joe Dewhurst. And because it's May the 4th, we're going to be playing Star Wars Rebellion. So
Ooh.
have a great evening and see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.